and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. How do you do?
How do you do? It's great to be here. Had a roast lamb last night for the first time in a long time.
Talk me through it.
Well, my wife's away.
Yeah.
And her family is subbed in, her mum and dad, my in-laws. Billy and Loz are down, and Loza, she knows her way around a slow cooker.
And the whiskey cabinet.
Yeah, she's not bad at that as well. No, she's a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She knocks them over by the
Whoa.
bone. Don't you worry about that. I head off to golf. The lamb's already in the slow cooker at about 11, 12 o'clock. Get home from golf at about 6:30. There it is, ready to roll. All I had to do was pull out the electric. How good are the electric cutters?
So good.
And just... bzzz.
Except when you hit a bone. That's not good.
Yeah, no. Well, I
What happens? Like the whole thing vibrates?
Yeah, and you nearly cut your hand off.
Billy, my father-in-law, has had about, he's had about 4 or 5 bypasses, and, probably the cholesterol's a bit high at times.
Probably.
But I tell you what, didn't stop him from gnawing into that shank. So there you go, Billy, just on the sly.
Gnawing into that shit.
Gnawing into that shank.
And was it tender and delicious?
Oh, beautiful.
What did you
Tender
serve
as
it
a
with?
mother's love.
That's just about as tender as a mother's love.
Gravy, applesauce, not applesauce, mint sauce.
Oh, yes.
Of course, the complimentary feed, some
Do you make
pumpkins
your
from
own
the
mint
garden.
sauce? You should,
No, I
with the
didn't.
amount of mint that you grow.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll teach you how to make it. It's so easy.
Geez, it was good though. I think Coles can just stay away for a while. I think.
Yeah.
More red meat, roast lamb nights.
I know it's not Mystic Chrissie, but I think she'd be fine with that.
I think she
I think
would
she'd be fine with staying away for a bit
Yeah.
longer.
Might give her a call and just say, just stay down there
Oh
for
my
a while.
God, it'd be the best call ever.
One of the thickest men in coaching, like strong-wise. Michael Voss is coming in.
He's like a wombat.
He's like a
If
wombat.
you hit a wombat on a road,
That's Vossy.
you're coming off second best. If you hit Vossy, you're coming off second best.
Yes.
He's real thick. He was thick when I was playing.
Yeah.
By Jesus, he's thicker now.
Mate,
Like a wombat.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ever felt like a holiday after your holiday?
Oh yeah, plan your getaway now and make up for missed holidays with whatif.com.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable, so you can book with confidence.
Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Very excited about this. I'm bringing a new segment to our show. This could be a benchmark on a Thursday.
Whoa.
I'm very excited. I think the listeners will be excited. You'll be excited, Christine. Dino, get into it, Dino.
It's time for Brownie to announce the dickhead of the week.
Oh, there's the swear.
you son of a gun.
I was wondering what the swear was going to be, and it was that one.
That's soft.
Yeah.
Hey, 6 o'clock, 10:06. We're
Yeah.
going to work our way towards the dickhead of the week. And I'm going to throw a nomination
Big.
up every week.
Big.
And you know what? I'm going to take you over to Hollywood to start us off.
California?
California. Hey.
California.
I'm going to take you to the Hollywood Bowl where Dave Chappelle was performing his show, Dave Chappelle and Friends.
Yeah.
Now, Swanee, not a lot of audio or footage from this because, of course, Dave Chappelle, he has a no-phone show. So when you turn up, the guests come along, the patrons, if you will, they are given a little pouch, put your phone in the pouch, and then goes into secure lockers, Swanee.
It's good.
However, our man Brodie, he saw some footage.
Did he?
Well done, Brodie.
Dave was on stage, went unbelievably, big crowd there, unbelievably, an attacker jumped out of the front row
Oh, God.
and just launched.
It's terrifying.
Make some noise for hip-hop history. I am going to kill that. Wait, I gotta see this. He's back there getting stomped. Where did that come from?
So there you go. That's the live audio from it, Swanee.
So what exactly happened?
So this intruder gets out of the front row and decides to try and spear tackle him. So he's lined him up like he's on an AFL field, Swanee, and through him he goes. Now he's launched and he's tried to do the spear tackle. And Dave Chappelle, incredibly well balanced. He stood up beautifully. Now, this guy his name is Isaiah Lee. Now, he had a replica gun with him. And also within that replica gun was a knife. So pretty serious.
Very
Don't
serious.
you worry about. But Chappelle, he took the hit as good as anyone. Now, it may have been a suspension at the MRO, at the tribunal, but
Not the tribunal.
the tribunal. And yes, he stood up. Well, then, of course, so then you hear them both falling over. So they hit the deck. And then security comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 security guards, because they're on that slippery stage, the floorboards.
Yeah.
A couple of blokes have gone arse over tea.
Like a streaker.
Absolutely. So some more security guards have then jumped in. and chased the guy, including Chris Rock, who was actually on stage with Dave Chappelle at the time.
Whoa!
God, Chris Rock might be really traumatised by, stage crashes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he would be. Well, he'd know what to do anyway. So there you go. Isaiah Lee,
Yes. Crown him.
who was the intruder on the Dave Chappelle show, an absolute idiot for tackling him. He's my dickhead of the week. Give us a call.
Hard to beat.
13 24 10.
13 24
Are we
10.
taking nominations?
We're taking nominations for Dickhead of the Week.
Love
now,
it.
Now, we've all come across them this week in your travels, whether it be on the work side, whether it be at school, whether it just be at home, one of your kids.
Yep.
13 24 10. Give us a call, you Dickhead of the Week.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's time for Brownie to announce the dickhead of the week.
Great opener.
It's a great opener, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Well done, Mount.
Fantastic. I mean, it's just led the way for this
Yeah.
fantastic segment where I'm going to go to Michael and
You
ask
don't
him.
say so yourself.
But I don't say so myself because it's on the back of some idiot jumping out of the crowd to tackle Dave Chappelle while he's on stage last night.
Chris Rock was there.
Chris Rock was
weird,
right
eh?
there. He would have known what to do at least. But Michael from Melbourne, who's your dickhead of the week, mate?
G'day, guys. Hope you're having a good morning.
Michael.
Go
Yeah,
on, mate.
my dickhead of the week goes out to 20% of the population of Melton.
Well, okay, why? Jeez, that's a lot of medals we're getting engraved.
Jeez, mate, you might have to go into witness protection after this.
Nah, I only just recently moved there about 7 months ago. I used to live in Sunbury. It's not much better, but ever since moving there, I mean, the crime is so much worse. The things that happen there is so much more common. It's in my opinion, the Frankston on the western side.
Oh, jeez, wow.
Michael's just
The local council's
firing
happy
off
with that.
bullets into the air.
Hopefully the council doesn't bump up the rates for that.
No. So, Michael, you a little bit of a regret about moving over to Melton?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
What sort of
Probably gonna move
crime?
back.
What sort of crime are we talking about is popular in Melton?
Break-ins, car thefts. There's been stabbings literally around the corner from my house like twice. Don't like that. You know, I got an 8-month-old daughter, and it kind of stresses me out a bit. So
All right.
yeah,
Michael, how did you go with your car? Do you still put a club lock on your steering wheel?
yeah.
Well, Michael, so your official nomination, we're going to do this official. Your dickhead of the week and then say.
My official Dickhead of the Week nomination goes out to 20% of the population of Melbourne.
You are the dickhead of the week.
Michael, we're going to load you up with some
I
prizes.
think we should. That's all encompassing, though.
Sound
Sound
like a very decent young man.
And Michael's
I'd
the
like to
first
hear
caller
it.
to Dickhead of the Week as well. So you go down in the Hall of Fame, mate. If this segment ever lasts.
The Hall of Fame. Movie tickets, Swanee. Extra comfy recliners at hoyts.com.au.
Absolutely. And you can get out of Melton for that.
Yeah.
And do you have a good lady wife or someone similar, Michael?
Oh, sorry. Michael, you got a partner, mate?
Yeah, I got a partner. Her name's Patrice. Yeah, she's probably the best mother that there could be.
Well, it's Mother's Day coming up. We're going to send you a pair of Baird home boots, which are these comfy
They are beautiful.
sheepskin
I saw you had a
boots.
pair of them.
Thanks to Baird.
Okay, awesome.
Good one, Mickey. And also you're in the draw for 10K Day in May. That'd be nice for you.
Don't get robbed. Jacob from Bow Morris, how are you, brother?
I'm good, guys. How are you guys going?
Who's your nomination this week for Dickhead of the Week?
My nomination is the biggest blacker I've worked with. Part of my team is Tippy. I'm pretty sure he's allergic to a broomstick, to be honest.
Oh, the cleanup. He's avoiding the cleanup, is he?
He's very much avoiding it. As soon as he gets the cleanup, phone in hand, he's more than happy to hand us the brooms, but he's not touching anything himself.
Is he an older carpenter?
Oh, he's older than me, but he's not that old.
Now, Jacob, what does he do? Does he have a technique like, I know when we used to have yoga, pikey, and it'd go for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Strangely, it used to always be the time that pikey'd have to go to the loo. It took him about 45 minutes, that whole procedure, before he'd come back to the end. Has he got a secret little place he goes to?
I mean, it's usually just around the corner, but he ends up just spending about half an hour to an hour on his phone, around either at the dunny or in the car, anywhere we can't see
That
him,
is
really.
infuriating. My son does exactly that every time he hears the dishwasher open. Because that's his one job. You should see him just, suddenly he's out of
He's
the
gone.
room.
Oh,
Gone.
he's busy. He's busy.
Disappearing
He's
act.
busy, yeah.
Jacob, that guy's name again?
His name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just
he doesn't give a name.
Nickname.
Just a slacker.
Oh, fine. 2 movie tickets to Hoyts, man. Well done.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Ever wanted to offer the team some direct feedback? Well, you can. Shoot us an email at breakfast@nova100.com.au to be part of Chrissie, Sam and Brownie's mailbag. It's the final word.
We haven't played this for ages. I'm very bad at it, which is bad news for you, Steve from Officer.
Oh, that's not very good.
I know.
So, hang
I
up
blank.
now, Steve.
I blank. I'm
No,
playing,
you'll be right.
I'm playing for you, Steve, and Brownie, you are playing for...
I'm going for Brookie from Aspendale. How are you, Brooke?
Good. Excited.
You should be excited because I'm good at this game.
What are we playing for, Dino?
Well, the winner's going to get a $250 What If voucher.
Whoop, whoop.
Book a holiday. What If is Aussie for travel. Now, buzzer check, please, Swatty.
Chrissy?
Excellent.
Juggernaut, but we don't have buzzers
We
in
don't
this
have
game,
buzzers.
Dino.
I just lost my mind.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm going to play a drone and then throw up a topic. You guys have to go back and forth until someone goes blank.
Okay.
Best of 3. First topic, and Swanee, you're starting. Award shows.
Hang on,
Oscars.
hang on.
What?
Okay, so little Logies. All good?
Yeah.
Logies.
Actors.
The Brownlow Medal.
Emmys.
The Allen Border Medal.
Coleman Medal.
No, it's not actually an
Look,
award.
I'll
night.
give Swanee that one. I'm giving it
You're
that
going to
one.
give her that one?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. The actors.
I said that.
Jonathan,
Yeah,
struck
Yes,
out.
I did. I said it twice.
I meant to
said
say
it
the
second.
BAFTAs.
Oh, bugger.
Jesus,
Well,
man.
that's one for me. That's the only one I'm going to win, Steve. So enjoy the winning ache.
Nah, you got him.
That's the positivity we need, Steve. Round 2 and the category is, and Jonathan, you're going to kick things off. Australian Prime Ministers.
John Curtin.
Barton.
Menzies.
Howard.
Rudd.
ScoMo.
Fraser.
Whitlam.
Whoa!
McMahon.
Hawke.
Well done.
One of the greats.
Keating.
Oh, that was my next
Oh.
one. Down? No. Now.
Guys,
You
you
went
did
Alexander
Andrea
Downer,
Downer.
the Foreign Minister.
And I just went, no,
He may
that's
have been
not
an
right.
interim there for a while.
pretty well, though.
That was tight.
You guys did
I
very
had
well.
Turnbull to go to.
All right,
He was up my sleeve.
And I had Gillard.
here's the decider. Either Steve or Brooke. A $250 What If voucher hangs in the balance. The
I'm scared
final
because Jonathan Brown's standing up now.
Yeah, when he does that,
It's
it's
all
Channeling.
over. Yeah.
gets aggro.
Please be something good.
Swanee, you're going to love this
Okay,
category.
great.
And
Oh,
Swanee's
it's not a
kicking.
cooking one.
Hey, you just settle down.
Oh, who wrote these questions
Hey, I'll
out?
call the ambulance, and they'll be right
Victoria, you can't do this to me. I know you're leaving us.
We haven't done it yet.
here. You just got to stop flaring up like
It
that.
could be herbs. And then you've got a beautiful herb garden and you can play along.
Swanee, you kick it off, and the category is variety of apples.
Oh,
Varieties
shit,
of
you
apples.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I can.
Hey, she eats
I do
heaps
anything I
apples
want.
every day.
Pink lady.
Bang.
Fuji.
Kanzi.
Golden delicious.
Yeah.
Red
Yes.
delicious.
Um,
I got
Royal
you.
Gala.
Jazz.
Right on him, too.
Got a little known one called a Tasmanian.
That's bullshit. Steve, on this occasion, you are the winner.
Stevie.
Swanee.
Good on you, Stevie.
You're going to pay for this. The team out the back's going to pay for this.
Jonathan.
I can't believe you didn't choose the Jonathan.
No, never. No chance.
One of the greats.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, you are, mate. I like how we tried to sell it, too, with a little known one.
The Tasmanian apple.
Brooke, not all is lost. You could win Nova's 10K a day in May. So could anyone that gets on the radio. Steve, What If is Aussie for travel? Go book a
I
holiday.
don't care anymore.
All right.
Oh, don't you?
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Yesterday, Jonathan and I went for a walk,
It was a beautiful walk.
which was wonderful. You know that I'm walking every day, and Jono said, hey, let's go together, which was... I was so touched and excited because we see each other all the time and we love each other. But it's always in this studio or if we're out for lunch or whatever. So it was really beautiful, and I want to thank you for those hours that you spent with me. I loved it. So when you said, let's go for a walk, I immediately go, oh, where am I going to take him? Because one of the great things about all these hours of walking I do every day is that I've found little nuggets and trinkets and treasures. And one such treasure is a deli / cafe called Lycon Deli, which has been around for 30 years. It's up in Bridge Road, and it's got beautiful ham off the bone and taramasalata and great carbonaroli rice and beautiful food.
Do old people work there?
Great coffee. No.
She's my eyes popped out of my head.
It's a third generation family business.
Beautiful.
And it's beautiful, and I recommend it. And I've got the merch because I like to buy merch from cafes that I like. So I said to Jonathan, I know exactly where we're going to go. We're going to walk to Lycon. I'm going to show you. We're going to get a coffee. We walk in, and the owner is behind the coffee machine. Now, I've seen him, but I've never been introduced to him. So I don't know his name. And I go to, I say, hi, we're here. I've brought Jonathan in. He knows Jonathan, obviously. Who doesn't know Jonathan Brown? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't even know the introduction.
no.
He said, is that Billy Ray Cyrus with you? Can I get his autograph?
The guy who owns it says this sentence, and you will remember this. He goes, Jonathan, great to meet you. And then he launches straight into, I believe we've got a mutual friend, Anthony Foster, right? Me and Jonathan both assume at that point that he's introducing himself as Anthony Foster.
No.
I believe that we've got a mutual friend, Anthony Foster, and he puts his hand out, right?
Oh, no.
And then I call him Anthony for the rest of the time, and so does Browny. You know, with that newfound confidence, the newfound confidence that you get when you suddenly know someone's name and you love them and you love their establishment and you're happy to be alive.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I walk out of there and I
don't
go,
have the balls to tell you that's not no.
absolutely. And all day I saw his face, and that was not the face of an Anthony Foster.
Right.
Had Brownie nicknamed him already?
Well, Fozzie. Anyway,
Coco.
I'm like, my spidey senses were off because it's Lycon Deli, it's super European. This guy
Not many Fosters.
was not an Anthony Foster.
Yeah.
And yet we used his name proudly and bold as brass. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Great coffee, Anthony. See you soon, Anthony.
It was a good coffee.
And it was a great coffee, and it stuck in my craw all day.
It's funny.
Well, the guy that I don't believe is Anthony Foster joins us now. Good morning, not Anthony Foster from Lycon Deli.
Good morning. Nice to speak to you.
Now, it
Hello,
is
Voss.
you.
How are
Foss.
Very good. Long time no see.
Now, I can tell that you are the man that we met yesterday, but your name is not Anthony Foster. Isn't that right?
Correct. It's John Pandolian.
I thought so.
Strong name.
That's
John
more
Pandolian.
it's more like a European cafe owner.
Well, can I just add, I've also been called a lot worse. That's why I didn't correct you on it. So.
Your face said everything that needed to be said when we started calling you Anthony. I was like, hang on, I've just called this man Anthony 3 times in the last 5 minutes and he is clearly not Anthony. But it is the most awkward situation, isn't it, when someone gets your name wrong?
Well, what do you do? It's one of those things. You guys were having a chat amongst yourselves as well, so I thought just let sleeping dogs lie.
And it's all about the customer, isn't it? Isn't that right, Voss?
Absolutely. You guys can't ever make a mistake.
Oh, my
what a good
God.
man, Anthony.
Well, now that we know...
So much confidence too.
I know, so much
So up and
confidence.
about. It's like that guy. Who's the Glenn? Maybe Glenn the court is Glenn. What
Yeah,
is the
Gary.
bloke?
Gary. Well, we've got another friend of the show, John, called. We've been referring to him as Gary from Dramata. Turns out his name's Glenn, but we've just been calling him Gary for years.
Well, at least it's a bit closer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
John
We will never.
Pandolian.
John Pandolian, your cafe is amazing, and look, I'll probably be back there today. So get on the pans, John Pandolian.
I'll be on. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Johnny, do you prefer Anthony or Voss?
Foss, my close friends call me Foss.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne, and welcome to the microphone, Samuel Pang.
Good morning, Melbourne.
It's good to see you as always.
Boy, what am I waiting for here?
Yeah, you're
Nothing?
waiting for the...
Mate.
Every morning I miss with the new intro.
But how?
It's lost its moment, Dana. You know, you're a master of the craft over there. Your timing is impeccable and second to none usually.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to know.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's not
There
bad.
it is. I want to quickly say.
Yeah.
Do you want to give an update in the rower?
No. We'll do that. We'll do that later on after Vossi's been in.
I wanted to say last night. I ran into a favourite of this show, but when the morning Dave O'Neill brought in a young comedian called Billy Stiles.
Oh, yes.
Who told stories about my old football and tennis career.
He used to play football and tennis with you when you were a wee
funny
lad.
guy.
Funny guy. We've still got to get him on the show again while you're in the studio.
Yes.
Well, I saw him last night down at the Grandview Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
For
what are you doing there?
Well, it was Dave O'Neill's. The title of the night is Dave O'Neill's Comedy Funhouse.
Yeah.
He has a comedy night
He was at
down
the
there.
chicken house.
Yeah, well, that's what it should. That's where he should have one. But I just popped down there for a little.
Tide 5, if you will.
14.
You tread the balls.
And then but Billy was the big takeaway was Marty Sheargold was headlining and he was fantastic, and Christine Basil and Evan Hocking, they were good comedians. But Billy Stiles was there. But Dave O'Neill's Comedy Funhouse, he wasn't there.
No, of course not. Here's a good joke of Christine Basil's because she's been treading the boards for a long time.
Absolutely, no, yeah.
Her husband is very boring. And they've been together for 1,000,000 years. And she goes, look, my husband is very, very boring. That's okay. I've got a car. I just love
she didn't
it.
do that. No, mate, she's funny.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying tomorrow. Can you get on that?
He might have the spicy cough.
He might.
No, he was filming.
Sure?
He was filming Spicks and Specks or something. I don't know what he was.
That show's still on.
We'll grill him.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
It's time for...
He's not always there when you call, but he is here right now for a phone topic that will blow your mind.
Yes.
Do you want a waterbed?
I love it.
Hey, you. Do you want a club lock? Call now. 30-24-10 for Sam Payne's phone.
Dear listener, he's just listened to that opener and then
I forgot about the opener.
rubbed
Sonny.
his
Sonny, I
entire
forgot about the opener.
face.
There's other options if you want them.
No, but well, Jackie doesn't. Jackie's very, very strong. That's you
That's the
played
one.
the right one, and that's
the
it.
one.
So, yes, sometimes for some reason, I've got to do a phoner. Previous ones, do you still own a waterbed?
Great
Like bananas.
phoner.
There's a lot of. The next one was, do you still use a club lock? And then, of course, where have you seen Neil Baum?
Big one.
These are all,
They're big.
I don't want to say award-winning, but,
Well, no, because it's not.
well, we'll
But
see.
certainly entertaining.
All right, this one's interesting. This one, I don't have a lot of confidence, but I'm just going to tell you. Swanee, did you remember movie marathons?
Yes. I used to love a movie marathon.
Okay, cool. Do you remember going to one, and also do you remember what the movies were? And I'll give you some moments. So, Brownie, I don't know if you know this. Or maybe they had them up in Brisbane.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard of movie marathons.
I don't know
absolutely.
if someone was saying they still do them now.
We
but
had them at the Winnable Theatre.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, when I was a
Right.
kid growing up.
And you turn up in like your trackies and Ugg boots,
Pajamas?
bring your doona,
Pajamas, mate. It was a real. It was in this modern day of binge watching.
Yeah.
This was the movie equivalent of binge watching. Not in your house. You went to the cinema.
magical. Hollywood
there-
Jack is only a young man. Have you heard of movie marathons?
Not until Sam spoke to me about this before 7.
Do you love the idea of them?
Yeah, it feels like a long time to be in the one
Not a
spot.
lot of
It is.
enthusiasm
No,
for
it's
that.
a
It was
good point.
so exciting at like 2 a.m. when
Hulk
you're
ups.
going back in.
Well, because they would start at 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it would be 4 movies.
Yeah.
And they would go all night. And you'd be in the cinema, like Swanee said, at 2 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning. And
Yeah.
then, mate, when you rolled out, when you peeled yourself
man.
off the seat, it was. And like you said, Dina, there was you took your own things in of whatever you wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let
And
you
then
know.
rolling out to the Daihatsu Charade at the Chadston car park. No other cars there. You know,
I
sad.
went to one, I reckon, in 1995, Sonny.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the lineup was?
Yes.
7, the movie 7.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Into Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes,
Into Showgirls.
of course. Elizabeth.
Into
Elizabeth.
Perfectly. Into
I just call her Elizabeth.
yeah, fair enough.
Lizzie.
Into Judge Dredd with Stallone.
Oh, really?
like 4. And
Did Judge
As
Dredd have
usual.
Wesley Snipes or was that Demolition Man?
Demolition
Demolition Man.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's
So-
a great song by Sting.
So it was 7 Pulp Fiction, Showgirls, and Judge
That's a
Dredd,
good
right?
lineup.
But I tell you,
It is a good lineup, but
there's a massive but.
the way that they went was in like they were screened in sequence of goodness. So out of those films, 7 and Pulp Fiction are obviously a lot better than Showgirls and Judge Dredd.
Of which I was
they
up and about
planned
for.
that.
Yeah,
They planned
why did they do that? Because they knew you were going to fall asleep?
Yeah, they knew that you're not that interested. Only the real die-hard fans are going to be there for Dredd.
No, the teenage boys would have got a lift.
No,
The
well,
Showgirls.
that was a problem, though. At the time Showgirls came on, which is, I'm not going to lie, it was the main reason I was there. I'd seen the other 3 movies.
You're a 25-year-old man, by the way.
Whatever.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just not glorify this by thinking, oh, Pang's there with his mates from high school. He's a grown man.
He didn't have the internet in those days.
You know, my dad had 2 kids and was fighting in Vietnam on the age that you were going to a movie marathon at, I'm assuming, Chadstone.
It was Northland.
No, at Northland.
To see boobs.
At Northlands to see boobs and taking the day off.
He couldn't see
the
any
next
in
day.
real life.
I'll say that exactly. Where else am I going to see him? I say this without regret or any shame. Boobies are boobies. You idiot.
Anything I do for
So you come out strong though. You know what I mean? 7, you're awake. You know, Pulp Fiction's exciting, and then
Academy Award winning Pulp
mate,
Fiction.
I reckon I didn't make. Yeah, I fell asleep. You just fall. It's. You got to. Oh, the other thing too, you had to plan. You know, the day you had to plan your sleep during the day so you were fresh during the night because you're going all night.
Yeah.
Of which you don't. I fell asleep, woke up halfway through Judge Dredd, and you know, man, Judge Dredd was a shocker.
No, you'd wind down for Judge Dredd. Yeah,
Should've-
sleeping back.
Anyway,
sort of
this is my phony. I want to know what movie marathon you went to, and I want to know the movies.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
love
sure it's
this.
bad. I mightn't be here for the next segment. You'll be fine with it, won't you?
Can you even remember?
Yeah, that's true. Can you? It's a bit of a challenge, but
13,
that was mine.
20%.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Let's go to Narry
By the way,
Warren.
can you beat this? Can you beat 7 Pulp Fiction, Showgirls, and Judge Dredd?
Strong.
That's a pretty strong
Can't
number.
beat Showgirls.
What did you see, Swanee? I gave you some
I saw
time.
the Back to the Future trilogy.
Mate.
What, back to back? Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Did you stay
1,
awake?
2, 3.
Stay
Yeah, I
awake?
did. I did.
Good effort.
They were all strong too.
I feel like there was a 4th one too, but I don't know what it was.
I know there was.
Maybe Teen Wolf? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
fourth movie of the night.
Back to
Yeah, they're normally 4.
There was normally 4. Good value for money.
Great value for money.
Narry
Teresa
Warren.
from Nazawaza.
Hello.
What was the year and what was your movie marathon?
So I can't remember the year. It was a few years ago, but my boyfriend was a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And I had seen the first one, which I thought, oh, that's pretty good. And he said to me, hey, the movies are showing the whole series. So I think there's 3, the trilogy.
Yeah.
Why don't we go see it? It's a good, 6.5 hours or so. I think it's a great idea. We'll get food. And I thought this will be brilliant. I lasted an hour. I apparently was snoring. And he apparently lasted the whole time. But I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you if that was true.
There was a lot of snoring in this. There was a lot of snoring in the cinema, by the way.
Yeah.
of course.
2 o'clock in the morning.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you would love it.
Yeah.
It's so great. The kids would love it too.
Would you be able to hold for the 6 hours though, do you think?
I have watched it all and I loved it.
Yeah, right.
Teresa, where was it? What cinema?
We went to the Dandenong Cinema. I think it's changed ownership now, but I think it used to be a village cinema in Dandenong.
Did people have their doonas and were they dressed up as orcs and stuff?
I feel that they were a lot more prepared. People bought sleeping bags. We didn't. I was dressed in jeans, which is not comfortable.
No.
So people were very prepared, like pajamas, sleeping bags, snacks, lots of snacks.
I love that you said it was 6.5 hours. Straight away, because I've seen them all. I'm like closer to 10. We've just had clarification. 9 hours, 15 minutes total.
God.
Oogies allowed?
Yes, Oodies.
Oogies.
Do you know what? Thank you very much, Teresa. You know, the first time I saw the first Lord of the Rings, right? I didn't know it was a trilogy. I didn't know about the books. I didn't know. So I watched this movie. At the end of it, I go, mate, what do you mean? They're nowhere near.
No.
Nowhere near finished.
No,
Still got a
what's
bit to
going
go.
on
This movie
here?
Sucks.
This is ridiculous. Someone said there's 2 more to go, you idiot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but they're good, aren't they?
They're good.
You really get into them. Annie from Oak Park. Anne?
Hi. I saw my boyfriend took me about 30 years ago to Hoyt's in Burke Street to see the Rocky movie.
Of course.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Bring this back in.
Did you love it, Anne?
Yeah. Yes, and I wouldn't have probably seen a Rocky movie unless if he had taken me to one. But it was during the day. It wasn't at night time, but I remember we sat there all afternoon and just watched movie after movie. I think it was about 3. I don't think it was 4, but I could be wrong. But it was, Hoyt's in Burke Street.
How
Jeez, you
great
missed out on Drago.
Beg your pardon?
You missed out on Drago. That's unbelievable. You're saying there was no Rocky 4.
I honestly can't. I remember definitely 3, and they were really brilliant, and I just fell in love with the Rocky movies.
I miss those city cinemas. Burke Street was amazing.
The Greater Union in Russell.
The Greater Union in Russell.
What about the idea that this is a daytime movie marathon? Imagine watching Rocky 1, 2, and 3 during the day. That's the best day of your life.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's the best day of your life.
Day of your life, son.
Did you walk out of the cinema shadow boxing in?
No, I just ran up the stairs on the Parliament House.
That's a good boyfriend.
Scotty, is it?
Yeah,
Is it
absolutely.
though?
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Boobies are boobies.
Scotty from...
That's love. It's love right there.
Is it?
Yeah, put a ring on that man's
All
finger.
right, I'll take your word for it. Scotty from Berwick. Scotty.
Morning, legends. Pangy, love the phoner. How are you?
Yeah. Good on you, Scotty, you idiot.
Scotty, just tell us a little bit about you, Scotty. We already like the cut of your jib.
Love your work, Panga. My favourite is Where Did You See Neil Baum, but I love it anyway.
Okay, good, Scotty.
Fantastic. So this segment stays.
You've got 3 films to list in a marathon that you attended.
Yeah, back in the day, 15-year-old boy, 95. It was Speed.
Location, where are we?
Baronia Village,
Yes.
so classy.
Classy.
Baronia Village.
Multiplex, if you don't mind.
Yes, yes. Sleeping bags and Redskins, that's what we had. And,
really? As a nighttime thing?
At nighttime,
Great.
definite nighttime. So it was Speed into Friday, and then the kicker was House Party at the end. So some really classy stuff.
Friday, Scotty. Oh,
yeah.
Friday is a movie for stoners.
Right.
Yeah.
Starring Ice Cube.
But in between movie 2 and movie 3, there was a cheeky little patch with Chrissie Thompson. Oh, it stayed with me.
Must be something about the name.
What was that? Was that after? What was the first movie? Speed.
Speed, yeah.
See,
That
after
would have got it
Speed.
warmed up because
Absolute-
Sandra Bullock and Keanu pashing at the end.
Yes.
When the train crashes.
Hot.
Hot.
Yeah, hot.
Good
It was
on
the
you.
right mixture. It was Redskins and movies.
Did you ever see Chrissie Thompson again?
Nope.
Nova. Chrissie Swan, Sam Pang, and Jonathan Brown.
Chrissie's Celebrity Stuff.
Someone's jumped on stage at a Dave Chappelle performance at the Hollywood Bowl. Gee, I hope this isn't a thing since Will Smith stormed the stage and slapped Chris Rock. The comedian was nearing the end of his set at the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival when 23-year-old Isaiah Lee stormed the stage and tackled him to the ground. It's alarming. Photos have come out of the weapon that he had with him. It was a fake knife, but it had a fake gun.
Jeez.
But it had a real knife on the end, a real blade.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's terrifying.
It was a pretty well executed, or it looked good, the spear tackle. But geez, Dave Chappelle stood up beautifully. He's obviously played football or some sort of contact sport previously.
Well, you know Chappelle, Chappelle, when you think about him, you think comedy, it's sneaky ripped.
Yeah, he's in good nick.
Yeah.
But when he got famous, he was hell skinny. So he's like, in the last 10 years, he's a brick shit.
No, but if you see, he's if you see him with a single, sneaky ripped. He's like Titus.
Big boy.
Very,
Think twice before you take him on.
Guns, and also, by the way, if you hope it's not a thing, Swanee. So, of course, I tell you what, if you see the state that the stage intruder ends up in,
you don't want to be doing that.
It's a risky move.
Eventually, though, because the first 2 security guards looked like they were competing against Stephen Bradbury in the Oscar.
They did too. They
went.
did. They should have been wearing the screw-ins.
Fair to say they sorted him out. Both Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock, ironically, joined Chappelle on stage in the aftermath of the attack. And that's when Rock made a Will Smith gag.
Was that Will Smith?
Good one.
Stuff.
Hilarious.
If anyone can make that joke, he can.
You're never off.
Let's invite Titus in. But first,
free coffees, mate. If
Free
you're
coffees.
if you're near Croydon, put in your GPS thingamajig. The Rumour Mill. Hit them up. The Nova Casanovas will be there, and you get free coffee.
Croydon
Mention her.
is so beautiful. It would be magnificent this morning too.
Yeah?
Misty and crisp.
Rumour Mill. Titus.
Misty and Crisp are two strippers, by the way. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Browny. It's time to get classy.
Titus O'Reily. Hats. He talks about football.
Where?
Mostly on Twitter.
How many?
Witty characters.
And on this show as well.
There he is, the great man, Titus O'Reily. How do you do?
Oh, I'm very well. It's good to be back and...
You look magnificent.
Oh, stop.
That is,
Are the mics on?
that is high praise. You look magnificent.
Jeez, the way it looked in my eyes as I said it, I'm
Like you're a sandwich.
all aflutter.
I described you as a bit like Chappelle, sneaky ripped
He is
underneath
too.
that, man, underneath that three-piece.
Three-piece suit.
Well,
When's the last time you went to the gym?
Hey.
can I just clarify what's a gym?
Ask the name.
Is that the name of a bar?
Yeah, no, it's a guy called owned by a guy called Jim.
He moonlights as Mr. Universe, overseas, and he's off time.
What do you got?
No,
Let's talk
there's a lot
Ginnivan.
going on under this shirt.
First of all,
None of it good.
Is it Ginnivan or Ginnivan?
It's Ginnivan, I think.
Okay.
Yes, we're
He's a
going
Collingwood
we've had
player,
It's taken
Collingwood
about 6
player.
weeks to get clarified at Fox Footy.
Ginnivan.
We should know, but it's taken a bit of... There's been a confusion,
Hang
but
on,
it's a hard
are
journey.
you saying the Fox Footy commentators actually try and clarify and learn correct names?
Absolutely.
This is
Unlike Channel 7.
This is
The bombshell.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Let's
Well, then-
explain who Jack Ginnivan is.
So he's a young Collingwood forward, and he got in a bit of trouble after he kicked 3 goals on Anzac Day.
Kicked 5 on
Five,
Anzac
sorry,
Day,
and 3 the next week, sorry. But
Yeah.
so he's playing very well. But after he did that, he had a few beers at a local pub, and they said in the statement, and then went home. So it wasn't like he had 3 beers and went home.
That's
So
an
it's not
amazing effort to go home. I'm
To go
thinking
home.
back when I was 19 years old and I've just won the Anzac Day medal in my 10th game in front of 90,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm probably getting home more in the AM than the PM.
I'm 86 now, and I don't go home.
If I'd won the Anzac Day medal at the age of 19, I would have missed the next week.
Yeah, that's right. So he got in a little. So they sat down and said, you can't do this. He didn't get suspended or anything, but a light telling off, letting down your
my
teammates.
God.
And it made me think about,
Just to clarify, it's a given rule.
It's a given rule.
A
you know.
6-day break, no, but they handled it
But
pretty
still,
well. He's
it's
19.
And I thought this is the weakest attempt at letting down your teammates I've ever seen. Right, like how it even got mentioned.
Yes.
So I love a story of someone, a bad teammate in sport. One of my favourites ever, and this was in Cleveland in a soccer league. Co-ed soccer league, amateur. So this is you have mixed netball teams. So this guy, his name's Brian Garuto. He played 1 season and he managed to get through about 4 weeks and got before being suspended from the league for being a bad teammate. So this is what he did. So week 1, and they've sent him an email outlining that they say, we do not believe you respect our authority. This is the league. And these are the things. So week 1, making a phone call while playing on the field. Refusing to wear shin guards, which I would have thought that's his problem, really,
Personal choice.
Pretending to shoot bow and arrow at opposing players after scoring.
Horseplay.
This is all week 1, right? This is
That
all
is an
week 1.
excellent mime to do as well.
Yeah.
Mark
it's great.
Williams, who used to play for Hawthorn, used to do that after kicking.
That's right. Running into goal while hiding ball in shirt.
Say that one again.
Running into goal while hiding ball in shirt.
That's the oldest time, that one. Classic.
You can run faster if your hands are free.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's his first game. Game 2.
I love this guy.
Removing shirt after scoring.
Common.
Sitting on opposition bench.
Mind games. Great.
Wearing cowboy hat during game.
This guy's amazing.
I love my hero, this guy.
He got sent this email where it outlined and he tweeted it out.
What sport? What sport is he
Soccer.
playing again? Soccer.
I don't know if he's really playing it. So that was his second game. Third game.
He must have been doing it right, though, because if he scored, clearly he scored. So
He's got a bit going on, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a bit
I would have
going
thought even at most levels, there's a singular focus about what you're trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
If I was his teammate, I would have been doubled over
well, you got to
laughing.
remember, this is amateur
Yeah.
co-ed sport on like a Wednesday night. It's not. He's not playing, so
Fantastic.
So I don't think he's taking it that seriously. I like to think it was a work team he was made to play in. Next game, he scored 14 goals because it was sort of this co-ed thing, there was a 3-goal limit per player, so he scored 14.
Wow.
He then got a red card in the same game for doing that. And then his same game, changing jerseys after receiving red card and attempting to play the remainder of the match. Then they say, next game, you followed all rules this week.
Oh,
So
straighten up.
Next one, he's obviously come down a bit. He got penalised for eating a banana on the field, which is just weird. Just wondering. And then in his final game, where he really decided to go all out, he was finally punished and kicked out of the league for one, altering the scoreboard, wearing natural light tank top as a uniform, and giving birth to soccer ball after scoring.
One of the great celebrations. Mate, Jack Ginnivan should read that out in front of all these players. It's
I
like,
know.
I'm sorry, but just here's some perspective.
I know, I just love...
Mate.
Is there a picture of this man? I need to see what he
Yeah,
looks like.
there's pictures. If you get his name's Brian Garuto, and I can actually give you a copy of that letter that he got. That's the email he got sent.
He sounds like
From the league, though, Titus.
From the league.
His club's fine. Is he? Are we saying his
They
club's
don't
fine
seem
with
to
it?
say anything, Well, no, it did say, here is a list of your recorded incidents that other teams and coaches have reported. So this is everyone. Feel free to email us back with any questions.
How would the AFL industry deal with that?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Titus O'Reilly's here.
How'd you like my phoner early on?
I loved your phone. I know, and the thing that comes across in the car when I was driving in, I said to the driver, "Can you turn this up?" And because my car weirdly has an LP in it, so he sort of had to lift the arm up, put the radio on, put the wireless on, and your enthusiasm just shines through for the segment, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's unbridled excitement. The phone that we're speaking of course, is very highbrow. Did you ever go to a movie marathon, and what films
Yes.
did you see? Because in the 90s and 2000s, the cinemas did this. They would play
I did
back-to-back
this at the
movies
Rivoli.
overnight.
I did one at the Rivoli.
Of course you
Can
did.
you beat my marathon at the Northland Shopping Centre, which was 7 Pulp Fiction, Showgirls and Judge Dredd?
Well, so we kicked off with Shizzle That, the original.
That.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a
classic.
Is that one of those ones where the
What do you mean one of those? It's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's the Citizen Kane of movies.
Is it? I don't think I've seen it.
Mate, a nerd turns hot.
Freddie Prinze Jr., Rachel Lee Cook.
Classic story.
That was our first one. And then we had Varsity Blues, which was American football one. Tara Reid.
Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek.
What about the cream, the fresh whipped cream?
the fresh whipped cream scene, that one.
We rewinded that.
That's
a few
right,
times.
yeah.
Rewound
Chrissie and I
that.
don't know what you're talking about, but keep going.
And then, what was the last one?
It would have been two.
Cruel Intentions.
Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, yeah. So it was a weird series of movies.
Sarah Michelle Gellar married Freddie Prinze.
She did,
Yeah.
Still happily married.
That's a good movie marathon. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you heard, but Brownie's horse the other day, a bit of a lad.
Did you hear this, Titus?
No.
Oh,
No, I
my
don't
God,
watch
you
this
will love it.
Because he's often described by Brownie, only Brownie, as the far lap of the bush.
Well, I said it's
He'll
history.
die of poisoning, that means, though.
Well, it's history repeating itself because he's won so many races that they loaded him up with weight, so much weight that it's sort of stopped his career, just like Farlap.
But they don't just put weight on them unless they're going well.
Well, very good. He's a
they
very
don't
good horse.
preemptively put weight
Prior
on
to
them.
prior to this campaign, he's been a very good horse.
So the other day,
back me up.
On Monday or Tuesday,
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, he ran at Warrnambool, and Brownie was very, very excited about his horse running. So I tuned in, and the name of the horse is Bit of a Lad.
Yes.
And this is what I heard.
How it started.
They're off and racing in the Scotty Stuart Brolly, and Bit of a Lad missed it by 7.
It's all that weight.
7.
Look, in fairness to the far lap of the bush, he's carrying 70 kilos.
I don't care.
70.
It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
Seems a bit unfair.
He wasn't even making an effort, though, so the cameraman had to pan back to the barriers. And Bit of a Lad's just standing in there, like, looking around. Is it time to go yet?
Yeah. Oh, that's the greatest.
It's 7
Hey,
lengths.
would you wear a T-shirt that said "Bit of a Lad missed it by 7"?
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's a really good T-shirt.
Do you know his losing margin was in the end?
Did he?
No, he
Is it
finished
longer
the race.
than 7?
3.5 kilometres, 19 fences. He was only beaten by 52 lengths.
Only 52. So hang on, he was 7 behind at the start.
Yeah.
And
And it
ended
got
at
worse.
50. It got worse.
It got worse.
See, Far Lap, my favourite, someone told me this the other day, so they, as we know, Far Lap is stuffed and mounted in the museum.
Yeah.
And they actually sent his skeleton is somewhere else and his organs and heart are in New Zealand. So they after he died, they split him in 3 and sent him to, which I think we should do with all Australian sporting heroes. Don't even wait. But anyway, his friend told me that he said to his kids, "I'm going to take you to see the famous horse Far Lap. We're going to the museum. You'll see the famous horse Far Lap." And they're all going, "Oh, okay." So because they're a bit of a racing family, get to the museum. 4-year-old daughter walks up to it and goes, "You didn't tell me it would be dead."
Titus, good luck to the D's. St Kilda on the weekend. That'd actually be a challenge, man.
Oh, no, it's going to be really tough. And St Kilda, they'd probably go all the way, I'd say.
Are you going to go? You going?
I will be going,
I'm commentating that game, looking forward to it. MCG 10:1, I think, Sunday.
Yeah, at least it's Mother's Day, so take your mother.
Take your cheese board too, if you're in the members.
See you, mate.
See you guys.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning to you, Melbourne. It's fresh outside. It's crisp. It's crisp, and I do have to draw attention to the fact, and I'm sure there'll be an Instagram photo very soon.
Yes.
Jonathan Brown and Sam Pang have dressed identically today.
Cute.
Tell me right.
Like a pair of twins from the 70s.
How are you owning this?
Wait till you see us.
That's how we roll.
Wait till you see us on the golf course this
So
afternoon.
cute. Grey Adidas hoodie and a pair of jeans.
Milo and Otis together.
Different shoes.
So cute.
Different shoes. It's
colour.
It's getting to the point where I'm going to have to start ringing you the night before to find out what you're wearing. You know what I mean? I'm not that comfortable, Swanee, and it hurts me that you noticed.
They're actually exactly the same shoes, just
I
different
know.
colours.
Different colours.
All right,
Yeah.
settle down.
And different sizes.
I know you love me. You want to be me.
What colour jocks are you going to?
Your response to that?
Why are you obsessed with me?
You want to be Sam Pang?
Would you like to just for a day?
Not really. I like to be over. I like the fact that I'm over 6 foot.
5'9", you could have gone.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. What if is Aussie for travel? Go book yourself a little holiday.
Saw a story, and I don't know if it's inspiring or terrifying. A 100-year-old man has broken the Guinness World Record for staying at the same job.
So he's still working.
He has worked, and he's worked at the same company for 84 years.
How old is he?
84 years. He's 100. He's 100. His name is Walter Orthman. He lives in Brazil, and he has worked at the same place for 84 years. I think that could be my idea of hell.
What's the job, Swanee? What's he doing?
100% sure.
I've seen a few people come and go, though.
He works at Industrious Renault.
He would have had a few. That's probably also the he's been on the most. What are Friday drinks called? Frinks. He's been on the most frinks in the history of the world.
He has. Imagine the sales women he's been through. All men. All men. Imagine.
As in taken out to dinner.
He is the sales manager of a company called Industrious Renault. It's not Renault, the car company.
Wonder how he's kept relevant.
Since 1938, he's had the same position.
Yeah, he's been at the Christmas parties. Still going strong.
He says, I don't do much planning, nor do I care much about tomorrow. Clearly. All I care about is that tomorrow will be another day in which I will wake up, get up, exercise and go to work. You need to get busy with the present, not the past or the future. Here and now is what counts. That's actually very sage advice.
Good advice.
It is great advice.
In saying that, he doesn't know where he is, does he?
Imagine going to the same place every day for 84 years. I don't think I'm cut out for that. And it reminds me of a job that I had as a sandwich hand. It's a textile company, I've just heard. Someone's Googled it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a textile company.
But
so
he's
he
in
likes the
sales.
fabrics. Yeah, sales. That's good. At least that's different. You know, that's fashion, really. Because there's different colours and textures every
Would have a
every
number of
season.
different jobs as well.
Jeez, he looks so bit. I'm just looking at a picture of him this morning.
He looks amazing.
He looks good.
He doesn't look 100.
No, he doesn't.
He
I
looks
mean,
like the
still
old
wood,
guy
guys.
from
Still
Ocean's
would.
11. He looks like the old dude.
Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
But, so he would have a lot of different roles along the way.
No, he's been the sales manager since
The
1938.
whole way. Since
When
he
do,
was
you,
16.
when do you reckon he started phoning it in, though, Swanee? Or do you think that he's still engaged and doing the best he can every day?
He couldn't be if he's still there.
Yeah, he's obviously an important, you know. I mean, imagine the contacts. Imagine the little black book he's got.
Yeah, that's true. Which he may not. Maybe he's holding. You know, he may not be handing it over. What about you got to think. What about the person who takes over from him?
Yeah,
That's a big shift.
boost to
Like
fill.
taking over from Kevin Sheedy at Essendon.
That's
Yeah.
big shoes to fill.
Didn't go that well for Matthew Knight.
How was the bloke before you? How long did he do? 84 years.
84 years. I once had a job for about 4 hours, so I wonder what Orthman would think of me. Not much. He'd be repulsed.
Was that the sandwich? You lasted
Yep.
4 hours?
Yep.
Was that a shift?
I had a break, and then I never came. They never saw me again.
You ghosted.
Yeah.
Where was it?
I went to my car, and I had my break in the car. You know, that's
Yeah.
already sad. So I had my break and I was just sitting in the car listening to the radio, and I just knew every fibre of my being, every cell, that I could not walk back in. I could not.
Where was it, 20? Sorry, Brownie. Where was it?
It was in Hawthorne somewhere.
Was this after Mix got rid of you?
No, it
Went
was
back to the sandwich buggy.
much earlier.
I had exactly
It was
the
much
same
earlier.
feeling at university.
Did
That's
you?
I remember I went and got the library card. I sat in the lecture theatre.
It's a very unique
And then I went and got the
feeling.
library card because I thought I'd get cheap movies on a Tuesday night, the
Yeah.
student card, and then went and sat in my car.
And you
Exact
just
same
went,
thing. I thought,
oh no, my legs aren't going to take me back in there ever
God.
again.
Whoops.
It doesn't matter what my brain is telling me, my legs are saying no. And if your legs aren't on board, then you can't get out of the car.
has this bloke
And
still got legs?
You just turn on your keys and you drive
I don't know.
away.
I don't know if this is the same thing because I didn't walk, but I once had a job on the Monday.
Yeah.
that I started. I even started late because I was doing brekkie at Triple R. So I even started this job late,
Okay.
and so I got there at 10:30. Lunch was at 12:30. At 12:30, I was ready to walk, and on my lunch break, I rang two friends to say I'm thinking of not going back, and they said no, go back. And then I lasted 8 weeks.
Really?
Sorry, that was the length of the job. I actually made it. But after 2
That's
hours, I
impressive.
almost walked.
That shows a strength of character that I didn't know you had.
Can you tell me?
I'm very
Can you
impressed.
tell us what the job was?
It was writing on the pilot for TV Burp. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember TV Burp. How long did you last as the receptionist at the brothel?
They stopped paying me. I kept going.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Good morning. It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Mr. Fuji.
How about some tropical stuff?
Who wants a sense of the day?
I do. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it, Sam?
It's Thursday.
It is. And what's the
May
date?
Hold on. May the 4th. May the 5th.
May the 5th.
Oh,
You missed it.
You missed yesterday. Thank God.
happy birthday, Panga.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, it's your brother's birthday yesterday.
For yesterday.
For today.
Thank God.
Does that mean I don't have to buy him a present now? That's
Yes,
worth
you
that.
do.
A shout out on that's worth a lot.
Get him something.
Our
He's
sales.
a beautiful
Hey, can we
man.
call him, please?
Nah.
Can we call him?
Ask
Please.
sales.
No.
Shout outs worth a lot. Ask sales.
It is.
That's the
I'm sure-
justification for not buying his brother a present.
What am I going to get him?
Shobi,
What
if
do
you're
you-
listening, can
A
you
personality.
call us? Shobi. Shobi.
Especially when he's had a few.
Oh, mate, he goes
He's got
quiet.
the best personality when he's had a few.
He's a mute.
He's magnificent. He just sits there smiling.
He smiles like Fredo Frog.
He does.
Shobi, call us 132410 and tell us exactly how much a shout out on radio is worth.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I know you're a Shobi man.
We'll do it for free for Shobi.
I am a Shobi man. That was a ridiculous. Remember that day you brought in you brought in about 5 people
Yeah.
from sales and I had to try and name it?
Yeah,
that
no
was
idea.
That was a stitch up.
That was funny.
Hey, well done.
Classic stitch up.
Good luck now.
The big a serious question. What would you get? What do you get what sort of present do you get? Something like your brother?
Get him the Lynx deodorant and shower gel pack.
I might do
What about
that.
a voucher for Nam Lungs?
They don't do vouchers.
I bet you they do.
Only cash. Hey, the big news is that, of course, there's a big race down at the Warrnambool today, the Warrnambool Cup.
Yeah, it is in the Grand Annual.
Yeah, and the Grand Annual Steeplechase. And it says here that Bit of a Lad is paying $18. But the big news is, Swanee, the Bit of a Lad has been scratched. And I wonder...
Oh, my God.
And I wonder if Tuesday's race, Dino, had anything to do with it.
They're off and racing in the Scottish Stuart Brodie. And Bit of a Lad missed it by 7.
Only 7.
And it
You
lost.
never lose that audio.
Final,
No, mate. No.
final losing margin?
52 lengths. Well, the jockey eased him down because he thought he was running on Thursday.
Eased
which is
him
today.
down?
We
He
just
eased him out of the
down.
barriers?
No, come on.
All right, sorry.
He'll be all right.
Gets a bit-
It'll get better for a bit of a lad this season.
How do you think the election, the campaign's going, Swanee?
Underwhelming,
Oh,
uninspiring.
I've got a genuine question for you all
Mm.
because it continues on today. Albo, ScoMo, they both look the same. Middle-aged white men with glasses and parted hair.
Yeah.
Well done. You know, the whole kissing of the babies, the going to the markets, the playing pool. Why do they still do that? Why do they? I've voted in enough elections to know that, you know, ScoMo playing pool or Albo down at the fish market. I don't know what you're doing. It's not moving the needle.
Well, maybe because Neil Robinson, the Aussie snooker player, got all the balls in the other day for only the 12th man in history to do it, 12th person. He thought, maybe I can roll off that. It's a bit of
Maybe it's an
topical
homage.
stuff.
Hang
to
every
Robbo.
time I look at those
I
damn
agree with
photos, you have that thought rather than, oh, they're relatable, they're playing at the
Also,
pool.
it's really...
They're not playing. They
Exactly.
don't play pool.
No.
They don't do anything.
It's stupid.
Any photo opportunity, it's the first time they've done it.
Agreed.
And the last time they did it was 4 years ago, or whatever the last election was. It's very, very disrespectful to the voters.
I agree.
Talk about the issues or talk about what you're going to do. Don't these stupid photo opportunities. We're done with them. It's a new age. No one cares anymore.
And
that
also-
that ridiculous fit curry thing. The setup. What is that supposed to do?
It's stupid. And also, you know, I assume that the outcome is supposed to be, oh, they're just like us. Oh, he's just... I don't want a Prime Minister that's just like us.
No.
I don't know how to run a country.
I want someone much smarter
I want
and
someone
much better.
than me.
Yes.
Hey, Shobi's on the phone. Shobi from sales.
Shobi.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, beautiful.
I'm
now,
a Shobi
Shobi's
man.
a sales gun. Sam just wished his brother a happy birthday on air.
Oh.
Probably took 7 seconds. How much would that be worth if we were to sell it?
Oh, if we were to do a live read, which you know we don't do with Sam, but you'd be looking at a cost of $2,000 for that.
Wow. So that means,
Your brother should be very happy with
You should
that.
be giving me money.
Straight
so
up.
he should give you $2,000 today.
Well, just assume I bought him a present, right? Go high end. What's the most I'd pay on a present for paying her?
$50.
He owes me $1,950. Thank
Thank you, Shobi.
Well, if you'd like to book it, you have my email. Thank you.
I love her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's a gun. She's a
Very,
gun.
very strong. Hey, just a couple of other quick things. Oh, Craig McRae has addressed Jack Ginnivan's pub visit.
Yes.
He says, this was on SEN.
He says, who cares?
no,
He's 19 years old. You're allowed to celebrate your wins.
Oh, he won the Anzac Day medal and he went out for 3 beers. But Craig McRae, your former premiership teammate, and we've got another one coming up in Michael Voss, says, I like clear boundaries, and one clear boundary was that on a 6-day break, we don't do this.
Yeah.
Whoa. Is he going to drop him? Nah.
That's lip service. Quiet. Privately, he'd be going, it's okay, mate. I'm just going to say this.
I'm glad you
thing."
stopped at 3.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, Sandra Sully with the late news over there. Not you, Sam. Bang! But the whole football industry, because he played the next week against Gold Coast. So obviously this was addressed after Anzac Day, but it's only just made the press now.
It's a cover-up.
I like it. AFL cover-up. Hey, that's a book of Lee Matthews. That's the way Lee used to deal with them. Because, coaches under pressure will make a big public thing of it. Fly obviously didn't make a public thing and kept it secret.
Because it's nothing.
Nothing. Young bloke, learning the ropes.
Non-story.
Flesh-eating disease found in Melbourne suburbs.
Also non-story. I don't like a flesh-eating disease. I don't like it.
No, they're one of the, in terms of diseases, they're one of the greats.
Hey, this one, at first it just looks like a mozzie bite, so you don't even know you got it.
no.
And then bam.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a Browny ulcer. It's caused by a bacterium that leads to lesions. Good word, lesions. Usually on the arms or legs. Can look like an insect bite, but usually blows up slowly.
Be careful.
A flesh-eating disease.
No, it's no good.
How do you stop that? How do you stop it?
You cut it out.
Aloe vera? No?
Fixes everything.
I think that's about. I think you're up to that. We're up to date anyway. There you go.
Very
Sense of the day.
tropical.
Thank
Good
you,
on you.
Swanee.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Michael Voss, coach of the Carlton Football Club. 3-time premiership player along with Jonathan Brown at the Brisbane Lions. He was chatting to us on the phone a couple of months ago, but my God, are we glad to have him in the studio. Get along to Marble Stadium this Sunday to watch the Blues take on the Crows. Tickets at ticketmaster.com.au. Here's Vossy.
Welcome, Bossy.
I love those intros.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you like about him? You just talk because it's about you for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Could have ramped up a little more, I thought.
Yeah, it strokes your ego a little bit. Tell you who's not been stroking your ego. Jonathan Brown's been calling you a wombat. All morning.
A complimentary term, though.
How does it make you feel to be referred to as a wombat?
Oh, I must be a little bit more round than I thought that I was. Brownie?
No, it's more the thickness
The
and the
density.
hardness. I said if you got hit by a car,
Density of
like
him.
if you hit a wombat, the car comes off second best. So if a car hits Vossy, I think the car's coming off second best.
Agreed.
Although, I don't know whether that's true. I think maybe you should be the wombat. You're the one that hit the car and the car come off second best.
That's right. The car got towed, of course.
One of the great stories.
That's a great
She hadn't
story,
paid a
isn't it?
reg,
Yeah, I'm sure that's been on repeat over the years.
Yeah, when he runs out of stuff, he feels it out.
Hey, have you been getting annoyed by any of these Nuffy supporters like Sam Pang, Andy Marr, Andy Lee, Dave Hughes? A big Carlton following in the media.
Be honest, please, Mike.
I've put Pangy on block. I've blocked him. So I don't actually think he knows it. It's happened that many times.
You and Frydenberg have been blocked.
Right.
He's a big Carlton supporter.
That's when that's when Vossy decides to get back to Friday.
No, the guys have been reasonably good. No, Pangy doesn't bother me at all. He doesn't bother me at all.
But you know,
not that I'm aware of anyway. So
it's they're obviously not putting me through. I'm going to reception and they're not just putting me through. No, you know, there's an element of truth to it because Carlton fans have been starved for success for so long. So you coming in, there was a sense of excitement, and then we're officially off to a great start. So this city is better when the big clubs are up and about, Jonathan.
Absolutely.
No, the crowd has been pretty amazing to be able to have Sunday games and getting 50,000 people at the MCG in an afternoon shift, and then against North Melbourne having 40,000 plus. I mean, it's pretty special.
Bossy, you obviously played with our good friend Jonathan Brown under Lethal's firm and steady hand. Did Lethal have favourites? And if so, was Jonathan Brown his favourite?
No, definitely
Let
not.
Michael
No way.
Microphone off.
No way.
Microphone off.
Bossy?
Well, early, no. And then when he became a good player, he was.
He was his favourite. I always had it.
He was very fluid, Lee, with his favourites.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
especially if you weren't playing.
Did he like you straight away?
Well, I think so.
If you were playing.
If I was playing,
he had an unbelievable...
No.
He made an art form of making you feel invisible if you weren't playing, no matter who you were.
Yeah. No, he... and I'm sure the stories have been related, but, we'd be sitting in match committee and... also not match committee and team meetings, and we had a run of guys that were on crutches, and they were sort of sitting there with their crutches, and he goes, guys, do you guys need to be here? Like,
Vossy was one of them.
He says, the crutches, they depress me. Like, so he's like, but it was just one of those funny sort of things that he used to have that if you weren't playing, Browny on the odd occasion was suspended. He wouldn't talk to him for 2 or 3 weeks.
Got the cold shoulder.
So he used to get the cold shoulder for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'd walk in on the Monday and say, Browny, you can help us now, so I'll start talking to you.
Was there anyone who was consistently in his good books or bad books?
Oh,
was there somebody
the obvious one. Had blonde hair, so that was consistently probably...
Blonde hair and a goatee.
It was consistently
So he wasn't a huge fan of Ackermanis?
No, he was okay with him. He was okay. It was just that we were constantly dealing with some things that used to emerge from time to time.
The problem child.
Yes, he was the one that used to spend a fair bit of time with Lee in certain discussions. But
you ever played golf with Acker, Vossy?
Yes, I have.
I have. No one's ever beaten him.
No. I went to. I was in Sydney one day and I'm at the races, and this guy comes up to me and goes, "Mate, you need to sort out your mate." And I've gone, "Oh, here we go." Like, "What's this?" And he goes, "Mate, your mate, Acker." And I said, "Oh, God, mate, I haven't played with him for 10 years. Like, what am I sorting out for?" He goes, "Mate," he said, "his scorecard. He's adjusting his scorecard." And this is a guy that's in Sydney who's bailed me up at the races to tell me to sort him out. I said, "Mate, well, I was sorting that out 10 years ago. I don't need to worry about this anymore. You can sort it out yourself."
There is an element of, though, once you're captain, always your captain. Like this man, Swanee and I and Brett Dino have picked up. Like, he holds you in such high regard. You were his captain. You're the one. You were his premiership captain. He walked out behind you for all these big games and these big moments. And that's it. That relationship is there forever, Brown.
Absolutely it is. Yeah. And you still view Vossy as the captain, and all the boys would do as well. So I think, you have that respect, and obviously you look up to him, which will always be the same, no matter, even though he's coaching now and moved on to other things in his life. It's still a very important part of it. The great thing about winning premierships, you are a brotherhood. And we talk about Acker. And Acker, when he got the sack from the Lions, all of a sudden the Bulldogs players become his best mates and great blokes. And then he got sacked from the Bulldogs and he didn't like them. And all of a sudden, but he comes back under our tree again and we're mates again. So I think premierships outlast everything else, even though we had little issues along the way. It's just like a pack of brothers.
Yeah.
It is. And I actually feel like I mentor him a little bit. I feel like I've sort of played a role in his life, in his relationships. I had to mentor him when he took Kyle's to the McDonald's for a date.
Talking about Brownie now.
Yeah, that's right.
Advice.
So, it was good advice.
Don't get the fillet of fish. Don't get the fillet of fish, big fella.
Hot apple pie might sort of at least be something else. But I think when you sort of see him, my first experience with Brownie was, I think it was the '99 prelim final, and
that's right. Yeah.
I was sitting with Brownie,
the MCG,
and one of these fans comes up and starts abusing, because we're losing by a lot, and one of the North fans decides to come over and abuse us or me, and the first one in was the young fella over here, and he went back at him. I said, "I like this one. I might keep this one close by." So he went straight to my defence, and he started kicking the fence and saying, "Mate, jump over this side and we'll sort you out." And I sort of thought, I like this one. I'm going to keep this one close to me.
Because I had Michael Voss on one side and Chris Scott on the other side.
Oh my God!
And not a bad street fight, a couple of allies. But hey, just quickly, everyone's getting asked about this Jack Ginnivan thing, and I know it's not your club, it's Collingwood, but the big hullabaloo about players not supposed to have a drink, especially on a 6-day break. Can you just give that context? That's sort of like an industry-wide rule, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing abnormal about that.
Yeah.
So when we talk about just giving some guidelines around what players can and can't do, we normally sort of sit down and all the players go through what the standards are, and obviously the clear one that comes up that has for an eternity has been around what your recovery is from week to week. So there's just some certain protocols around 5 days, around 6 days, no drinking. So that's sort of just accepted. Your 7-8 days, that's probably the chance to be able to, if you want to have a drink, to let the hair down a little bit for opportunity. So it's nothing abnormal. It appears that there's been a lot made of it, but it's actually really, in AFL land at least, in terms of club land, it's not that big a
There
deal.
has to be an exception to the rule. It was an extraordinary week for him. 19, kicking it back at the Anzac. I don't know. I just think he can have 3 beers. It's a big deal.
Maybe, but it's sort of something that is pretty strong. And you start making exceptions to the rule all the time, then all of a sudden you're sort of putting out spot fires everywhere. So, someone comes out and has a great game. You let him have 3 beers, and then someone else, plays 50 games, and you give him 3 beers. And
Do you think
all of a
privately
sudden
his coach went, listen, I'm going to say, because it's your ex-teammate Fly, isn't it?
I think he handled it pretty well.
Yeah,
Do you think he
Yeah.
said all this out loud and then he said, look, I've got to do this, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I think he sort of started, and like anything, it's one of those ones that's when it's in the glaring eye of everyone. That's the other part. I'm sure if he was sort of at home, and
in the biz now.
I know we don't ideally like to be able to condone much, but doing it at home as opposed to doing it in public might look a little bit different as well.
It's a bit rich from these two, by the way, considering in the 2003 grand final against Collingwood, when you were 10 goals up at half time, you had a beer at half time by the way in the room. So that's a big rich.
Well, the Crownies were in the change room, so
I just want to finish with this because I don't want to. There's been a lot of memory lane, but just current day. What is it like coaching Carlton, the team that you grew up barracking for? And you, by the way, for the first time ever, you're in Melbourne, you're in the centre, you're in Brisbane for 15 years, then you went to Port Adelaide. So what's it like? How can you describe it?
Well, the best way to describe it is you do pinch yourself at times about certain moments that happen, and obviously round one was the first one where you've got whatever it was 55,000 people in the stands. I'm not sure of the crowd, but just
the big build up.
How it was huge. Carlton. It was the history of the club in terms of where Carlton were at the time and not winning round ones, and then you sort of see the response from the crowd and the emotion of the crowd. That was really special. There was another moment with the Anzac Day. We're over in Freo, and you're listening to the national anthem and just hearing the roar of the crowd, and you're the coach and you're standing beside your captain, and it's just that moment. I looked around and gone, how cool is this?
Yeah.
Like, this is really, really cool. So you do have some of those moments where you just go, this is amazing. And then, being able to turn up, as I said, on Sunday and see the crowd turn up in the numbers and just how vocal they were and how passionate they were. It was, you do pinch yourself at times.
You look good in navy blue, mate.
Thanks, mate. It might be my blue eyes.
Well, you were just about to say you look good naked, mate.
He probably
I'm
does.
assuming he does. I'm sure he does. Brownie be able to tell us.
Bossy,
not if I'm a wombat.
Bossy, I've loved you ever since that 90-metre handball.
It was 88 too.
Get along to Marvel Stadium this Sunday to watch Blues take on the Crows. Tickets at ticketmaster.com.
Hey, take your mum along. Take your Mother's Day.
Yes.
It'd be a great day.
Please come back one more time before the end of the year.
Yeah, we'll do. Thanks for having me.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.